Hey guys, it's Mr. Thibodeau. Just coming up with our last lesson of the week, lesson 28. We got our mental math and our problem solving. Okay. Now the new concept here is talking about time and essentially base 12 or base 24. Okay. What I mean by that is normally when we are talking about, say, a dollar or something, right? You do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, and then once you get past 9, you're starting doing a 2-digit sort of deal. Okay, that's a whole nother column. Okay, now you have your tens column, and then you go on from there. Once you get to hundreds, we think of 100 as being like, say, a dollar, or a so 100 cents equals a dollar. Okay, that's all considered base 10. Okay, because every time you get 10 of something, you get a new column. When we're talking about time, right, every time you get 60 minutes, you get a new column, right, because now that's 1 hour. Okay, every time you get 24 hours, you get a whole new thing. You get a day. Okay, so we have hours are on a base 24. Okay, and minutes are on a base 60, and then days are in a base of 7, right? Every time you get 7 days, you get a whole new week. Okay, so it's essentially different sizes of categories of what we're putting in here. Okay, so we divide a day into 24 equal parts called hours. Each hour is divided into 60 equal lengths of time called minutes, and each minute is divided into 60 seconds. Okay. So we have 60 seconds turning into a minute, 60 minutes turning into an hour, 24 hours turning into 1 day, 7 days turning into 1 week. Okay. Besides spinning on its axis, Earth also moves on a long journey around the sun. So it takes days. The time it takes to travel around the sun is called a year. So it's not perfect. It's 365 and 1/4 days to travel around the sun. To make the number of days in every year a whole number, we have 3 years in a row that have 365 days, and then 1 year every 4 where we have 366 days. Okay, that's our leap year. A year is divided into 12 months. Okay. Why all the months aren't perfectly equal? That's a great question. That's a whole other thing. February has 28 months and 29 days in leap year. 4 months have 30 days. The rest have 31. It's really silly that the days aren't more equal in months. It goes back to kind of how it was planned and their distances from the various equinoxes and stuff. So. Anyway, 7 days in a row is called a week. Oh, it also has something to do with lunar time. The time the moon goes around the sun is slightly different. The moon doesn't go around. Sorry, the moon goes around the Earth is slightly different. It's almost a month, but it's not quite. So it doesn't work out perfectly, and that's kind of why we get some of this. Decades, centuries, millenniums. So once we get to decades, centuries, and millenniums, this is all base 10 again. Okay, 10 years, century, 100 years. Okay, millennium is the 1,000 years. So a century is a cent. So 100. So 100 cents equals a dollar. Okay. Decade. D. Remember, think of dime. It's sort of similar. That's every 10. June 28th, 2014 is what day of the week? That's a Sunday. Okay, so here. So this is all math, technically, but it's a very different sort of style of math than I think what you've seen before, okay? So it's using numbers in a different way. Now, of course, this is super easy to read, right? 145, right? This is a little harder, okay? So all of this is 1 o'clock. all of this is 2 o'clock. All of this is 3 o'clock. Even if it's really, really close to that 4, if it's still on this side, that's 3 o'clock. All of this is 4 o'clock. All of this is 5, 6, 7. That's all 8, 9. This is all 10. That's all 11. And this is all 12. Okay? So, anytime the small hand is pointing to any of that, it's all 1 o'clock. Okay? So if it's past the 1 but not quite to the 2 yet, that's a 1 o'clock. Okay? Now the long hand is looking at minutes, and minutes are every increment of 5. Okay? So each one of these dots is a single minute. Okay? And each one of these bigger hashes or lines, 1, 2, 3, this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay? We never get to 160 because as soon as you get to 1 o'clock with 60 minutes, it turns into 2 o'clock. Okay? Here we have 9:05. Okay? Because it's pointing right at 9, and it's 5. Okay? Yeah, so this is a little tricky stuff, but yeah, I want you to try and go ahead and do it. The written practice day is 1 through 29 odd. Go ahead and try and get your work done. If you get stuck with anything, come back here and I'll have have examples for you. So have a good one, my dudes. Okay, so assuming you're coming back because you got stuck, 4 centuries. Cent is again that 100. 4 times 100 equals 400 years. According to the calendar in example 2, what is the date of the 3rd Thursday? Okay, example 2, we have to go backwards. 3rd Thursday. So Thursday, 1, 2, 3, so it's 19. So 19th. A leap year has how many days? That's 366. What is the name of a 10th of a century? That's a decade, because there's 10 decades in a century. Write the time that is 2 minutes after 8 in the evening. Okay, so after 8, that'd be 8:02 p.m. Okay, past past midday. Write the time that is a quarter to 9 in the morning. Okay, so almost 9, so it's not 9 yet. So what's before 9? This one's hard. Before 9 is 8. It is a quarter to 9. So a quarter is 15 minutes in this time. Okay, but it's a quarter to 9. So it's almost 9. So that is 8:45. Very few people use this anymore, saying a quarter to 9. It was easier when you have an analog clock because you can cut it into pieces and easily see, you're not doing the math, instead you're kind of just doing fractions. So a lot of people use this kind of language back when they had an analog clock, but nowadays they don't. When you have when you have the digital clocks, it's easier to just say 8:45 because it's right there. Okay. Write the time that is 20 minutes after noon. Okay, so noon is 12, and after is 20, and that's p.m. Oh, and that's a.m. 30 minutes after midnight, so 12:30 a.m. Okay, even though it's way late, you're now in the a.m. Okay, you're in the morning. Write the time that is a quarter after 9 in the morning. So this is a quarter after 9 now. So this is, if it is morning, what time is shown by this clock? That'd be 11:25 a.m. What time would be shown by the clock 2 hours later? So 2 hours later, it would be 12:25 p.m. 2 hours earlier would be 10:09:25. Okay, a.m. The movie started at 3:15 p.m. and ended at 5 o'clock p.m. How long was the movie? First we have to bring it up to 4, so that's 45 minutes to bring it up to 4, and an hour brings it from 4 to 5. So in 1 hour, 45 minutes. Okay. All right, guys, that's the work. Hopefully you're doing all right. Let me know.